good experience for him, and hopefully we'll use it to our advantage. And playing against a Providence team that's out of the Big East, physical basketball team coached by Ed Cooley, good size, their strength, they shoot it and they go get it. So obviously it's a challenge for our team, but it's a great opportunity, especially going up there and not having Dan. But I think we got some guys that are filling the gaps, and we've seen times where Dan went on the floor where these guys got to have a chance to showcase what they're capable of doing. So we're looking forward to the opportunity to have a chance to go and play in a tournament and play for a championship.
Yeah, Mike, I guess what were the discussions like with you and Daniel about this, and were you surprised, or do you think it's a smart thing since he's going to be a high pick, or just what are your personal feelings about it?
I always support our guys in terms of their endeavors. I just remember Dan coming here as a 9th grader, coming to our campus, and to see him to be in the conversation about being a first-round draft choice, I think it bodes well and says him coming in and doing the things he's done. But throughout the whole year, if you recall last year, I had a chance to sit down with he and his parents and of course give them some of my opinion and to see how they felt at that time. Because rightly so, he could have left last year and had opportunity. But I think he came in back and he developed, he got better, and I think he's going to be a first-round draft pick. So I'm supporting him in his endeavor. He came here with a dream, and he's going to have an opportunity to realize it.
But are you disappointed or surprised by his decision?
Well, we've been talking throughout the whole year, and at the end of the day, it's his decision.
Mike, you talked about guys and their opportunity. How big is this for Reggie Chaney to take a step forward and to really kind of step into Daniel's shoes?
Well, I think it's going to be a great opportunity for him, to see what he's learned along the way, and now have an opportunity to go out and play in a tournament setting, to step into those, not necessarily Dan's shoes, but in his own. I think it's an opportunity for him. I think it's an opportunity to continue for a guy like Gabe. You talk about even a guy like Ethan Henderson. Now he gets a chance to come out there and play. So I think it's an opportunity for us to see what's going on down in the future, and not only that, as we continue to recruit, what we add to this basketball team.
How big is the attitude when you head into the NIT? Because you don't want to be a team that's sour, you didn't get into the NCAA tournament. How big is having a positive attitude?
I think that's so important. I think it's, as I said, it's a great opportunity for us. It's a good opportunity for us to play in a tournament where there's a championship, and that's what you work on. A lot of these guys were in high school last year, and here they are having an opportunity to play in a tournament with an opportunity to get to Madison Square Garden. There's still, when you talk about the NIT, I think, having an opportunity to play for a championship in Madison Square Garden, there's a lot to shoot for. I mean, you look at the teams, even when you talk about Mississippi State, they got to the Final Four last year, and I thought they took that springboard them into, I don't know, their 4 or 5 seed, whatever it is. And so, one thing you can't do, and I talked about the patience, I talked about the process. You can't teach experience. You got to go through it. You got to go through it. So, to answer your question, even about experiencing with this team here, they've had some stretches where they played good basketball, where they played not so good basketball. Not necessarily not so good basketball, but not finishing. And so now here's another opportunity for them to play in a postseason tournament to hopefully maybe get it right. And so your attitude's got to be right in order for that to happen.
Just given that you had trouble rebounding against Florida with Dan, how do you rebound against Providence without him?
I think that's going to be the charge. We've shown we're capable of rebounding with people. I think we've shown that. And I think it's just the mindset. It's something we really got to emphasize. But I think even this time of the year, I think the teams that, obviously you shoot the ball well, you're going to have a chance to win. But the teams that can shoot it, go get it, or guys that can keep people off the rebound, because then it keeps people off the free throw line, I think it's going to be important. So our guards have got to step up and really put body on body. Our forwards have got to do the same thing. And I think we got the guys to do it.
Do you become a perimeter team now without Dan offensively?
I think it's opened up the floor. I think it spreads the floor what it does. And that's their perimeter. I think we're going to be an attacking team. But I think there's you'll see us open the floor up a little bit more. You'll see a lot more cutting, and you'll see, I think, the transition game continue to be an effect.
Coach, how easy was it for you guys to accept the bid to the NIT? Of course, there's some schools around the country that don't.
Say it again now?
How easy was it for you guys to accept the bid to the NIT?
Well, with this team, any opportunity to have a chance to play. I think when you look at this team, you got 9 new players. You got guys that never have been in this position before. So what are the benefits? The benefits are we get a chance to play some more games, to play in the postseason. There's a difference between playing in the non-conference games, even conference games. When you get to the tournament, it's survive and advance. So you can't get any more. I mean, you get a chance to play in games and learn a bit more about yourself. So I think the benefits weigh out the non-benefits.
Coach, you mentioned Ethan Henderson. What has he done to develop his game this season, and what do you want to see more from him to get more minutes?
I want to see Ethan to just be more assertive, be more aggressive. I think defensively, I think he can do some things. I think he got to be engaged the whole time he's out there on the floor. I think there are days in practice where you go like, whoa, why is this guy not playing? And then there's some days where you go like, I see why. And I think that's just consistency. It's just, when you look at this team, you got a lot of that. And even as we play, you've seen that. We've been, in games up to 25 to 30 minutes. And then the inconsistency of not finishing games. But that's part of the process.
Do you know anything specifically about Providence's personnel? I guess like Diallo.
Diallo is a very good player, big guard, about 6'7", very athletic, big watching kid. They're their go-to guy. They're gonna try to pound it in there. They want to play mid-tempo to up-tempo. They're gonna play about 9 players in double-figure minutes. But it's a team. They wanted to shoot it and go get it. And again, the Big East is the physical league, and our guys are gonna really have to step up. And you're going to see the physicalness that you see in a game that we play, like, say, Tennessee or Mississippi State, where there's going to be a lot of banging going on. So that's going to hopefully be our emphasis of making sure our guys bow up and put bodies on bodies, but continue to play the way we're capable of playing, getting up and down the floor, getting the floor spaced out, good motion, taking good shots, and let us attack the glass as well.
Mike Daniel's been such a key player, one of the best guys in the country. A lot of people probably see this news and say, well, Arkansas's got no shot to win. What would you say to people who say that without Daniel, you guys don't have a shot to win?
Well, I just think, it's a team sport. And I think that's, to me, is what it's all about. I think, obviously one guy can't do what Daniel did for our basketball team. But I think collectively, guys banding together, I think we'll be a good team.
And I don't mean Daniel's decision to go to the pros, that was probably inevitable. But his decision not to play in this game, did that catch you off guard, or do you understand? I mean, kind of what was your reaction to that? To him not playing in this game?
I've always been of you finish what you start. I've always been that opinion. You finish what you start.
So I'm sorry, does that mean you're upset?
No. I'm supportive of what Daniel wants to do.
Yeah.
If I'm supportive of what he wants to do. And so that's Dan's decision, and I'm fine with it.
Mike, are you expecting to have Keyshawn back, and how's the left foot doing?
Well, we got practice here in a little bit. We'll see what takes place. I think it's probably 50-50 right now in terms of he will. We shot around yesterday. He shot, so we'll get more active today, and we'll see. He's had a couple of days off, so hopefully, some healing is taking place. Get some treatment between yesterday and today, and hopefully he's ready to go.
Coach, how does your defense match up against Providence's offense?
Well, that's going to be a big key. I think our defense is going to have to be on point. They run a lot of sets. They try to pound that ball inside. So we've got to be really defensive minded and limit them to. I can't say it enough. We got to limit them to one shot. We can't let them just pound and pound. If we do that, it's going to be a long day. And so our emphasis is going to be to complete defensively. And that's the part of rebound. I mean, even if you look at the floor here, our defense was pretty good. The rebound, that's where it took off from us. And that game was a 6-point game with 3 minutes to go. So that's why I say sometimes people look at the score and then it kind of distorts. I mean, it was a game. And we make a couple of stops here and there. It's a different game. And so completing, completing the game. It's the same thing on defense, completing defense. That is rebounding the basketball.
Couple
Just
more
with
so they
the-
coach out to practice.
The rule changes that you deal with, just kind of, have you gone over that with?
Yeah, that's going to be an effect in this game here. I think you got the widening of the lane that's going to take place. I think the three-point line moved back to 20 to 22.
22 something.
Yeah, 22. Kind of like international rule is what it is, and we marked it off a couple of days ago. Then I think the fouls kind of go back every 10 minutes, so you don't shoot one-on-ones. So it's kind of like some experimental rules that they're looking at, more like the international rules. And I think the women's have incorporated some of it in their games. I mean, during the quarters, but that'll be on display in this particular tournament.
Yeah, Mike, how do you think you guys will adjust those rules, especially Isaiah? Does he have FIBA range, I guess, or on his three, or?
He thinks so anyway. He and Mason think they got that kind of range, but even yesterday, we lined up for free throws, and guys were lining up like the regular free throw line because the lane is so wide that you got to step out of there. And so that's why I say it's even with these rules, I think open up the floor and really getting some hard cuts to the basket, some attacking to the basket, some curling to the basket. I think hopefully it'll work to our advantage. Just got to make shots though.
Do you think Isaiah, I mean, he's got good range, I mean, you think he can still hit threes out there?
Yeah, I think so.
Anything else, Coach?
All right, thank you.